are finer, okay, because some teeth, like for instance this one, is a coarser cloth, and it means the TPIs are just different, which is your tines or. So I have a packer brush on mine, and she doesn't have one on her.
What's a packer brush?
This.
Okay.
My Ashford did not come with a packer brush, but then Ashford offered a packer brush, which all it does is as it's going around, as you're carding, it's pushing the fiber into the tine so you can put more on.
Oh, okay, cool.
Now, if you didn't have a packer brush, you can actually use, I've seen them use dog brushes, I've seen them use hair brushes, I've seen them use painters, not painters,
The wallpaper brush?
wallpaper brushes.
That's what I use it as a wallpaper brush.
Anything that you can use. You know, you don't have to go out and buy these expensive ones. But I like the idea that they made it, and so I could attach it to my Ashford, and I had no problem. So you lift your packer brush up, and then all you do is take your fiber, and and this is Nancy's favorite fiber. This is American silk wool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I like
it's
it too.
American silk wool, Kool-Aid dye.
Nice.
Kool-Aid
Really?
dye. Yeah. So I Kool-Aid dye this, and
Oh.
and the reason why I like
I don't know what's-
I do like to do natural dyeing, but Kool-Aid dyeing is so easy because it already has citric acid in it, in the Kool-Aid. You don't need to add any more, but a lot of people do like to add like maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons of vinegar, just to make sure that it's really set when you're heating it up, and then you have no problem with any running. And your reds are notorious for. So sometimes I'll put a little bit of vinegar just to make sure that I absolutely do not have any runoff. You don't want this stuff running, like especially when you're wearing it, if you're in the rain after your clothes.
Yeah.
I'm a little red over here. What's going on? Or you just don't want that. So anyway, so this is American silk wool, which is Nancy's favorite.
It is.
And
Nice.
Mine too.
smaller, when you're carding, smaller amounts are better. If you don't want to do too much, otherwise your machine is not going to card, especially the Ashford. So when I pull it apart and I put little bits on, I make sure that when I pull it apart, I can see the bottom of my carder. I can see the wood, and so then you know that you have enough on there. You take your packer brush, right? Put it against your drum. Make sure it's locked down really, really well. I know this is probably boring for some of you, but for some of you who haven't done this, and you slowly turn it. And the reason why you go slow is because you don't want your other brush. The slower that you go, the more that it ends up on the big drum and not on the little drum. And so that's basically it. And you add the fiber that you love, your favorite fiber, and that's what you're going to do today. And then you're going to spin it up. And you're going to spin. Ladies, how are we preparing it?
Worsted.
No.
Woolen.
Woolen. How are we going to spin?
Long draw.
Or a semi. For people who really hate the long draw, which is
Don't know the difference.
don't know the difference. It's you're going to spin semi woolen.
Sure.
Okay. You don't have to do the long draw, but that's when you prepare woolen, you should spin woolen. So it's she says okay. Whatever you tell me.
Well, stay it. I need dry yarn.
Okay, and then you add as much as you want, but pretty much you can tell when your carder's full. Go to the section that has the where you can, right, and you actually you can feel how much is in there. So,
Is that getting full?
Yeah, this is
I
full.
want to know how that feels.
Okay, come on up. You can see. To me, this is enough.
Okay.
Okay.
Whatever that is very soft.
So right
Is
here,
this all?
this is what we're touching?
Yes.
All American
See
section?
that? See where this? This is where I'm going to
we
be
don't want
taking.
to prick our fingers on a
Right.
spinning wheel or
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
Well, that, you don't draw blood.
Okay.
This is a carder, not a wheel.
That's enough or not enough?
Oh, it is enough.
Okay.
Let me get out of the way so you guys can.
Yeah, that's so soft.
It's soft.
And then you can feel the dent of the metal,
Right,
the
right.
little line in there, so it's not too thick like a big giant puff.
Right, right. Just like when you're using your hand cards,
Uh-huh.
you don't put a lot on. You
No,
can't.
you can't.
You just
You can't.
can't. It just doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Less is better. More control, and you don't. And because you have a tendency, if you put too much on your hand cards, you have a tendency that you. And in order for you to card it, you're mashing it so hard that you're mashing it down as you're trying to card it, and it doesn't work. And then,
break stuff.
well, not only that, but you don't have to. You card like you're combing your cat or your dog. You know, it's a light touch. It's a light touch, and as you transfer it back and forth from one card to another, that's what's giving you that nice, airy, fluffy, woolen preparation, because you're going to make a rolag out of that. But there's also another way of actually spinning straight from your carder too. You don't have to make it into rolag, and that's another story.
Yes.
Make a bat?
Actually, not making anything other than almost like combing. You know the hackle that we have when we comb? It's almost because all your fibers are going in the same direction, you're not taking it and rolling it up and then spinning from the rolag. You're not rolling it up and you're not spinning it, because that is definitely worse. It's more like a comb, because you're pulling it. You're actually spinning.
From the carder or from the?
Spinning right from the carder. The carder can be between your legs, and you're actually just spinning right from the center. So as it's being pulled off,
Wow.
you're going right down the card, and then you're going right back up, and you just keep on going until you're finished. And it's almost like coming off like it's combed,
Like the comb top.
comb top.
Okay.
And that's Judith McKenzie's method too that we learned down in
Nice.
North Carolina. Because she was showing us a plethora of things, and I was like, okay, I understand. Okay, so now once you are happy with what you have on your carding machine, you're gonna go into that groove, your doffer,
Dropper. Big
your
point
needle, or knitting needle, or whatever you have.
Big point
Okay, you go to it. and
We're
you
like
just-
in awe.
Little bits at a time, you lift it up. Go right across. Keep on lifting.
You're like
You're breaking it off.
breaking it up.
Yeah. It is so soft. This is absolutely gorgeous fiber. I love this fiber. Okay. So then, you take your dolphin again, go back over and just kind of like lift up and bring this part forward a little bit. Okay, now you're going to make Rolags. Or actually they call them coonies. Only because, I guess because it's tighter and longer, we just gave it another name. And now you take your two dowels, just regular dowels, right? One goes behind the work, and one goes in front, just like we did off of the blending board. Were you here for the blending board? Were you
No,
here?
I was.
The blending board.
I'd love to
Same
learn how to do
thing,
that.
same thing, but well, you don't have to have a blending board.
We've had it, what, 2 years now, Rach?
About there,
I keep asking where it is. It's in her car.
Blending board?
invariably, hopefully.
Okay, so one in front, one in back. They meet, right?
Yeah?
Come up to the top. It's like, I think it's almost like curling your hair.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
a
exactly what
roller?
it looks like.
Okay.
Yeah, like a goose stick.
You're gonna catch it. You're gonna roll it a little bit, right? When you get to a certain point, you're gonna pull it up, and towards you,
Out and up.
up and out, and roll, right? Up, out, and roll, and you keep on going to whatever you want. It doesn't matter. And then when I'm done,
You just put a little bit on there.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
you don't have to have a lot. It's up to you how much you want to do. right?
Uh-huh.
So you have this, right? And then you take one stick, doesn't matter which one,
Pull it out.
pull it out. Pull the other one out.
Bam.
You're done.
Sweet.
Now, if you're going for your perfect, like to me, I like the way that this looks, but if you wanted it to be a little bit better, you could take it off the drum carder, right? Split it again into like 3 or 4 sections, run it through again. You keep on running it through until you're happy with it, but I just want to let you know, the more that you keep on taking it apart and running it through, the more that you start to blend your colors together, so you end up with more muddy waters.
Heather.
Heathered.
Heather.
Or
Mom likes heathered.
Heathered waters.
Yeah. Heather.
A heathered color instead of being able to see the colors more.
Right.
So you won't get, here it is. So, these are off the Puni, the ones that we did off the blending board. So when I spun, so they came off different. That's really neat. So,
The colors came out different or the?
just the way I did it was different. One was more, I spun, this is more worsted,
Yep.
and this is more woolen spinning. So that's,
Wait.
so see how you get the different looks?
Worsted and
Woolen. Fluffier, airier,
Right. Yeah.
more loft.
Worsted is Brenboonish.
Is what?
Brenboon, she's a really good
Oh, that's a
worsted
person.
spinner
Okay.
on Facebook.
Who's that?
Brenboon.
These are Rachel's colors. Brown and
So,
turquoise.
this is not my best spinning work, but I wanted to get it done. So it's more worsted than that too. You can see the difference. Woolen, worsted. Fluffier, airier. All the air, when you spin worsted, you're taking more of the air out. You're looking for absolutely perfect yarn, and the same thing when you ply it, so that if you go to knit with something, when you're doing something like lace work or whether, you want to see the stitch definition when you knit. If you knit something that's really